Hey guys, so I wanted to do this earlier twice, but just either didn't have the time or ran out of time, if you will, when it comes to recording, or didn't have the time because I had to clock into work. But I'm walking home right now, right into a puddle too, from being dropped off on the bus stop, and yes, it is lightly raining, so if you hear a lot of things, it's because of that. And wanted to come on here and talk about something that, basically, hold on for a sec, basically, YouTube and JD from NY206 got me thinking about. You see, YouTube, they like to recommend videos. And one of the videos they recommended was Ring of Honor's Honor Rumble from G1 Supercard from I think 2019, when Ring of Honor, in collaboration with New Japan Pro Wrestling, became one of the first, and I think quite some time, as I try to watch how I'm walking here. It gets flooded easy in certain dip areas here in Newman. But basically, Ring of Honor, in a collab with New Japan, became the first non-WWE wrestling promotion in a long, long time to, I think ever probably, to have a wrestling event within the Garden. The closest before that was WCW, but that was in the Paramount Theater adjunction to it. Now, with that said, the reason I bring this up is because JD said something in his recent podcast. In his recent podcast, JD alluded, if you will, to the fact that AEW next year is more than likely, especially when it comes to the UK, to be selling out the first major stadium show. And we're not talking Arthur Ashe Stadium like, no. We're talking more along the lines of, soccer. Basically stadiums of 30 plus, if not more, 30 to 40 plus, however you want to view it. That's basically what JD was talking about as I try to walk around here. Very flooded. Well, not very flooded, but flooded enough. But yeah, and JD brought that up, alluded to that fact. And it's no doubt that the stadium they'll probably be using is owned by the Khans for the Premier League that they have ownership in. So it got me thinking, it seems here in 2022, Tony Khan was very, very much about the announcements. He loved to make major announcements and stuff, right? So it got me thinking, what if one of the major announcements he makes in 2023, actually has to do with 2024? And what I mean by that is, what if Tony Khan announces that to help celebrate the 5th anniversary of AEW's existence, that they do something that only the other company that he now has ownership in has done before him, and that's basically run a show, either a collab show with New Japan or a show basically of their own within Madison Square Garden. I could see him between the summer of next year and a year from now, basically the summer and between the timeline I see him making this kind of announcement would be between the summertime of next year and the holiday season of next year. Basically summer 2023 and holiday season 2023. I could see him making this announcement. And you know what? I would not put him past him to try to do it. Because if you really want to make a statement to WWE that, hey, we are on par with you equally now, we're not the second biggest company, we're on par with you, What better way to make that statement than to book a Dynamite or Rampage or even a pay-per-view or even a Forbidden Door, if you will, in 2024 to help celebrate your 5th anniversary of existence. I think he would do it. I think he would. Now, I know some of you are saying, well, that's impossible now that Triple H is running things, but here's the thing. Madison Square Garden made it known to Vince when Ring of Honor New Japan wanted to do this, that, hey, you don't own the venue. You and your father may be in our Hall of Fame, but you don't own the venue. We do. New York does. New York Sporting Association does. And to me, that's how Ring of Honor and New Japan were able to get the venue. So, to me, I would not be surprised if Tony Khan tries to do something similar in 2024 when he makes, to help celebrate the 5th anniversary that year. But I see him making that announcement within the time frame of the summer of next year and the holiday season of next year to kind of get people ready to purchase their tickets when they go on sale or get their travel arrangements ready to go down there to be part of history. But do you see it happening? I do. I think Tony Khan, I say with all due respect, is crazy enough as a wrestling fan himself to attempt it. I really do. But what do you guys think? Do you think it'll happen? Also, do you think maybe to kind of secure the best TV rights deal they're going to get with TBS, with the Turner Networks, with Warner Discovery, do you think, as part of that deal, they may decide to go public? I mean, if part of the deal that Warner Discovery wants with them is for them to go public so that they can get more exposure, just like WWE's gone public, do you think it will happen? Well, if they want more exposure and they want to get that right television deal with, Warner Discovery that might lead into something for, let's say, the Ring of Honor brand that Tony has, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't put it past them, to go public if that's one way to get, the right kind of television deal, not just for not just for AEW and its programming, but for Ring of Honor and its programming. But what do you guys think? Do you think that may happen? And do you think Tony Khan would try to book, Madison Square Garden to help celebrate the 5th anniversary of AEW in 2024 by making that announcement between the summer and holiday season of 2023? What are your thoughts? Let me know down below, guys, on all that, as well as if you think they might go public that as part of the deal with Warner Discovery. And until then, guys, I am home now. I'll talk to y'all later.